and warm welcome to Dharma Television Collective News. This is Srishti Khadki. Let's move on to today's headlines. Discussion on running closed services and business. Lawmakers to monitor the market. Schools started opening in Sindhapalchok. Started a sit in support of dr.kc in Kathmandu. Demonstration in support of dr.kc in Kathmandu as well. Trump-Biden squabbles over television debate. Multiple deaths in officer-involved shooting in United States. 12 more elephants die in Zimbabwe, bacterial infection suspected. NASA SpaceX target October 31st for next manned mission to space station. United Nations Security Council calls on Armenia and Azerbaijan. 20-story Buddha in Bangkok. Here we go for news in detail. Government has discussed the issue of running closed services and businesses to prevent and control corona infection. A meeting of COVID-19 Crisis Management Center Steering Committee formed by the government to control and prevent corona infection discussed the issue of operating services and businesses that are currently closed even after lockdown and loosening of expertise. CCMC spokesperson Mahendra Prasad Guragai said that further decision would be taken only after a detailed study by the concerned ministry and preparation of the current situation and blueprint for the operation of the currently closed services and businesses. The meeting also decided to prepare an awareness message through Ministry of Health and Population to make the general public comply with the standards of public health. Similarly, it has been decided to take additional initiative to rescue Nepalese citizens from third countries, said spokesperson Guragai. Meeting also discussed about corona infections seen across the country, including Kathmandu Valley, and the health condition and the treatment of the infected. Lawmakers stressed on the need to monitor the market, saying that the prices have gone up as the festival is approaching. Committee on Industry and Commerce and Labor and Consumer Affairs under the House of Representatives held at Singapore on Tuesday stressed on market monitoring, saying that the general public has been hit by corona epidemic. During the meeting, MP Bhinsen Das Pradhan said that the prices of essential commodities have gone up arbitrarily. MP Pradhan opined that governments should be given strict instructions to monitor the market. MP Pradhan also said that the workers were in trouble due to lack of work. MP Pradhan said that the statement of health that 25,000 people should be paralyzed if they are infected is immature, adding that it would cause problems to Nepali citizens. Similarly, MP Binda Pandey accused the state of ignoring the workers in corona epidemic. MP Pandey said that the problem workers could be properly addressed by discussing with the Kathmandu Mayor's Forum. MP Pandey said that a policy of using leverage should be introduced instead of providing relief to the workers. Committee Chairman Bimal Prasad Srivastav said that discussions would be held with the officials of the concerned bodies about the work being done to control infection. Various community schools have reopened in Sindhapalchok, which was closed due to corona epidemic. Meanwhile, Bal Shiksha Secondary School in Sinkosi Village Municipality of Sindhapalchok has also started its classes. For now, teaching has been started by dividing the student of class 9 and class 10 into 3 sections, said school principal Basu Paudel. Principal Paudel said that every teacher and student was allowed to enter the school only after having a fever check in the morning. Even within such schools, only 2 students are kept in each seat for social distance, said Principal Paudel. A group of common youths of Kapilvastu have started a sit-in in support of Dr. kc, demanding improvement in the medical education sector. The youths have started the sit-in along with the sit-in program to save the life of Dr. kc, who started his fast from Jumla on August 15. We are with Dr. kc. I am also Dr. kc. Young Dr. Chandrakant Pokhrel said that they will hold sit-ins every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. till Dr. kc's demand is met. Urging the government to save Dr. kc's life, the protesting youth said that the government should be responsible for saving the lives of every citizen and the state should immediately address his demand and break the fast. Similarly, demonstration in favor of Govinda kc has also taken place in Kathmandu on Tuesday. Solidarity for Dr. kc Alliance staged a demonstration in support of kc at Maitigar in Kathmandu on Tuesday. Supporters were carrying placards saying, "Start teaching MBBS at Karnali Science Academy. Stop training in health. Fulfill Govinda kc's demand." Participants in the demonstration said that demands put forward by kc should be extended by the PCR testing, free quality education, and equal access to health. Supporters have said that they will continue protesting in the streets until the demand of Dr. kc is met. Dr. Kc has been on hunger strike at teaching hospital in Kathmandu since September 12, saying that the agreements reached in the past would be implemented literally. The first televised debate on November 3rd presidential election in the United States has ended. In the debate, Trump and Biden have been at loggerheads over issues other than their own agenda. In a televised debate held on Wednesday morning, according to Nepali time, a tense situation was created between the two candidates during the response of the opposition candidate. President Donald Trump and Democratic candidate and former Vice President Joe Biden have met for the first time in a televised debate. The debate, facilitated by Chris Wallace of Fox News, is the worst in history according to U.S. media. President Trump has repeatedly blocked Biden's response. Wallace then repeatedly warned Trump and had to stop him in a loud voice. The televised debate focused on the epidemic of coronavirus, the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court, apartheid, the economy. President Trump has made no commitment on whether to accept the election results, but Biden appealed to voters to vote as they see fit and vowed to accept whatever the outcome. The New York Times reported last Sunday that President Trump had committed income tax fraud, but in the debate, Trump claimed to have paid tens of millions in taxes. Trump did not say how much income tax was paid in 2016 and 2017, but a report in the New York Times states that he only paid $750 in taxes the same year. Just hours before the televised debate began, Joe Biden and vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris made their tax returns public. A suspect was shot dead by police and there were multiple fatalities in a reported hostage situation at a home in Salem, Oregon on Monday. But no officers were injured, police reported. Marion County Sheriff's Office responded to a residence in Southeast Salem at 12:30 p.m. and a trained negotiator talked with the suspect by phone. Sergeant Jeremy Landers of the Sheriff's Office said as the incident unfolded, shots were fired. Ultimately, there were multiple fatalities during this incident, including that of the suspect. The Sheriff's Office said in a statement, Oregon State Police are investigating the shooting and any deputies involved will be placed on administrative leave during the inquiry, the Sheriff's Office said. 12 more elephants have died in Zimbabwe, taking the total death toll from a suspected bacterial infection outbreak to 34, wildlife authorities said Monday. A total of 34 carcasses have been found, but some others have not been located. Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority Director Fulton Upenu Mangwangia told Parliament. The animals died between August 24th and September 23rd this year in and around the wildlife-rich forest between the famous northwestern Wangwe National Park and the town of Victoria Falls. They were found lying on their bellies, suggesting they had an extremely sudden death. Mangwangia said tests conducted in Zimbabwe so far point to a disease called hemorrhagic septicemia, which is caused by bacterial infection, he added. Rangers have ruled out cyanide poisoning or poaching because the animals were found with their ducts intact. Mangwangia said wild animals are more susceptible to disease during the country's dry and hot season, which is roughly from August to November. In recent years, Zimbabwe has suffered through successive droughts made more severe by global warming, leaving animals with less water and vegetation. Samples have been sent to a laboratory in Britain, and others will be dispatched to South Africa and the United States for further tests and analysis. Zimbabwe counts more than 84,000 elephants, almost double the Southern African country's ecological carrying capacity of between 45,000 and 50,000. Neighboring Botswana, home to the world's largest elephant population of around 130,000, lost around 330 elephants early this year from cyanobacteria poisoning. NASA and SpaceX are targeting 2:40 a.m. EDT Saturday, October 31st for the launch of the agency's SpaceX Crew 1 mission with astronauts to the International Space Station, according to a NASA briefing on Tuesday. Astronauts Michael Hopkins, Victor Global, and Shannon Walker of NASA and Soichi Noguchi of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency will be carried to the station on the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft on a Falcon 9 rocket from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The launch will be the first time an international crew will fly aboard a NASA-certified, commercially owned and operated American rocket and spacecraft from American soil, said NASA. Following the launch, the Crew 1 astronauts are scheduled to arrive at the space station for a 6-month science mission aboard the orbiting laboratory. NASA is in the final stages of the data reviews needed ahead of certification following the agency's SpaceX Demo 2. This flight launched on May 30 and returned on August 2nd this year. The UN Security Council on Tuesday called on Armenian and Azerbaijani forces to immediately stop fighting over the breakaway region of Nagorno and Karabakh. After 3 days of deadly clashes, the Council's 15 members voiced support for the call by the Secretary General on the sides of immediately stop fighting, de-escalate tensions and return to meaningful negotiations without delay, read a statement adopted unanimously during emergency talks on the conflict. The Council members said they strongly condemn the use of force and regret the loss of life and the toll of the civilian population in the region. In the short statement, the Council expressed concern over reports of large-scale military actions along the line of contact. In the conflict zone, the Council affirmed its full support for the central role of the co-chairs of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe's Minsk Group, the US, Russia, and France, who have mediated peace efforts. It urged all parties to work closely with the co-chairs for an urgent resumption of dialogue without preconditions. Diplomats said the text, which was approved at the end of a meeting that lasted about an hour, was in fact proposed by the 3 co-chairs of the OSCE's Minsk Group, facilitating its adoption. Builders in Thailand were delayed by the pandemic but are hoping to complete this massive 20-story Buddha before the end of this year. Thonburi district in Bangkok unveiled its new landmark, an imposing statue of Buddha that rises 69 meters above the ground, about the height of a 20-story building. The statue, called Dhammakaya Thep Mongkol Buddha at Paknam Basi Chaidon Temple, is made of copper and corresponds with the image of the former abbot saw in his dream. The vice abbot explained that the construction of this Buddha statue was devoted to Buddhism in Thailand and to celebrate the unique Thai culture. The foundation stone laying ceremony was held in 2017 and the construction was smooth until COVID-19 spread across Thailand. The statue was aimed to be finished within 2020. Paknam Vasi Choyran Temple was shut amid the crisis and reopened partly after the government announced the 3rd phase of lockdown relaxation. This is all for now. We'll be back with more news and updates. Till then, keep watching Dharma television. May all the sentient beings be at peace. Stay safe.